All right, so I want to talk about Starfield because I've been playing this game and I got a lot to talk about. And I just kind of want to first off start by saying that I was not all on board when I first played this game. I wasn't uh blown away, into it. Like I wasn't, it didn't pull me in the way I thought it would with probably past Bethesda titles and just other games that have come out this year, like where I've, played like Resident Evil 4, where just like you're just like instantly in that world, you're in love. But obviously, you have to be a fan of like maybe horror games. But there are some other games this year that I just fell in love with instantly, like Final Fantasy 16, right? Some others that Baldur's Gate 3, man, like something that's just completely different from what I usually play, and I just fell in love. And it's weird because I'm a fan of Bethesda. Like I am a huge fan of the games that they've made, like Skyrim, Fallout, Morrowind back in the day, on the original Xbox. That was the first Bethesda game that I played, and I fell in love with that game because it was just nothing I ever played at the time. Like it really pushed things, in my opinion. And we're very aware of the Bethesda games in terms of jank and the lack of polish in their games, but some would argue that that's what gives them that identity. And at this point I feel like it's in their DNA. I think Starfield is probably the most polished game that they've ever made, with the there's definitely less bugs that I've noticed compared to other previous games, but the bugs are still there, and the jankiness of these games, it's still pretty much the same engine that they use for like Fallout. Like you could feel it, right? And that is not really a big deal to me because I know what to expect from Bethesda games. I don't go there for the best graphics or even for the best combat. Like we all know the combat in like the Elder Scroll games, they're kind of wonky. And Fallout introduced VATS, which was awesome, where you can slow motion and pick like different targets of the body. Like I love that, and I wish there was VATS in Starfield, but because I just think that's such a cool design. But anyways, I don't play these games for the necessarily like the best combat or graphics or whatever. I play these games for the experience, for the story, for the quests, the insane storylines that the game takes you on with certain characters that you meet, and like just quest lines that have so much twists and turns. And like I just did a quest that I'm not gonna spoil, but like there were so many twists and turns in the quest that was insane. Like you find out like the person that the person that wanted you to go do something was lying, and then like there's different paths that you can take now. Like it's just so cool. These moments are my favorite moments in the Bethesda games, and that makes a return in Starfield. My only problem with Starfield was kind of how the game started out. It started out very slow and boring, and just it took a while for the game to take off. No pun intended. Like it took a while for me to go, wow, okay, I get it. It's clicking, and I'm slowly, getting absorbed by this game, like gravitating. No, no pun intended, towards this game even more. Like it's pulling me in, right? It's finally happening. That took a while. And it was kind of disappointing, and it was kind of like, what's going on here? Because I've been waiting a long time for this game. A lot of people have been waiting a long time for this game, but I'm here to say that it is one of those games that it's like a slow burn. It's like you're reading a book. You have to just keep going, and the game will just slowly just open up to you. And I know some people don't want to hear that. Like they don't want, 6-7 hours in the game until it finally clicks. And some people might argue that, the beginning is not that weak, right? They enjoy that. They enjoyed the beginning or whatever, but I thought it was slow. There's other people that also think that, it just kind of starts off slow, and it doesn't have that hook. Like it doesn't have like that crazy beginning where it just takes you on this, storyline or like thing that's going on that like just really pulls you in. It doesn't have that strong hook. And for me, in my opinion, this is a very important aspect of a video game. Like it has to pull you. It like the intro of a game has to just pull you in completely. But again, it's like, I know what these games offer. I know that eventually I'm gonna fall in love with this game like I have with all of the other games. I know what Bethesda's capable of. I know that I'm in for a ride. And the thing about Starfield is like, I'm at a point in my life where I just love space stuff. I love space, science, exploration. I geek out over the James Webb Telescope and like all the discoveries that it's making. I'm just at a point in my life where like I just love space stuff. Like I'm obsessed. And this game couldn't have, come out at a better time. And it really is all of the things that we love from like Skyrim and Fallout, and taking all those things and then, like putting it in a space setting. And I think that's like, it's just, it works. It just takes a little bit for it to, to take off. But there's so many cool things about this game. There's so many moments. I'm at the point now where like, I think I'm like level 14, 15, and I found some pretty good like guns. We'll get into the combat a little bit later. I'm still using the same ship that I started with, and I kind of want to make it a challenge that like, I want to see how far I can use the beginning ship. I haven't upgraded it. I'm saving all my money, all my credits, just to see like how far can I take it. Because I've seen some really cool ships that I can buy, but I'm not buying anything. And I've heard that like you can earn ships through like quest chains that you finally complete. So I'm doing that, or I'm waiting for that. But if it gets to a point where it's just like unbearable, I'll start upgrading my ship. And I've already played around with the ship customization. Like it's deep. You can do a lot of things. You can add things. You can make it bigger. You can upgrade. Like there's already videos surfacing online of people just like making crazy shit. Like, and it's awesome. But yeah, like I think one of the reasons why I wanna not play around with the ship is because I really like the style and look of the ship. Like I think the default look of the ship is just dope. I love it. And I'm also one of those people that like I don't like to change too much. Like, okay, we're used to seeing what this ship looks like from all the trailers and all the stuff. Like I don't want to change too much about that. I probably won't even change the ship at all and like get a new one and start working on that one, for example. But like even with games like Red Dead Redemption 2, like I would wear the same jacket from beginning to end, the same jacket you start out with, because it's like it just looks sick. I don't know. I'm weird like that. But anyways, The ship combat is awesome. In the beginning, it feels a little overwhelming, but you get to a point where you start to understand like the systems and like how you can like kind of put all your points into the speed or the engine or whatever. Now you can move faster, or you can take some of those points off of what you just put in the engine and put it in like the firing or the lasers. So now your lasers do more damage, or you have more lasers. So it's an interesting like combat system where you can put points into things on the fly. Like you can put points in the shield, you can put points into like rockets, or you can take points away and put them and allocate those points into other systems. So you're not just like one really strong thing out there, right? And here's the thing, like I can already tell that I probably need to upgrade my ship at this point, because it can be challenging, but at the same time, like I've kind of, I don't know, dude, like I've been space fighting a lot, to the point where like I kind of understand how to like follow ships better, and like I don't know, just navigate my way around and fight enemies and kind of get the job done. I'm kind of rambling, man, about ships, but it's like in the beginning it's overwhelming, and then like it gets better. Like once you understand how to allocate your points, and the more ship combat you get into, it's just dope, dude. Like there's so many things about this game that I love. Like when you land on a planet, when you take off, when you're inside your ship, like everything about the ship, I feel like they nailed like when you're inside your ship, the detail, the like just the atmosphere, and like the detail of every little thing about your ship. It's so good. And like the lighting, the graphics, everything just looks really good. Sometimes you touch down on a planet, like, and it's like you touch down and you get off your ship, and like it's just so beautiful, whether it's nighttime or daytime. Like the game just looks really, really good at times. And speaking of graphics, I do want to mention that, speaking of things looking good, things can also look kind of ugly and bland and flat at times. I do want to make that point. I don't know why, but like, and I don't know, it just seems like a mixed bag when it comes to the visuals, the graphics, the fidelity, all of those things, right? Like there's moments in the game where it's just like beautiful, gorgeous. You can see the space, sky, like the star night, the space. You can see your ship docked. Again, there's a level of detail in the world, like inside your ship, inside certain places that you can tell are just handcrafted. I think the handcrafted areas of the game is what look really good, and then you have maybe the procedurally generated places where they look kind of ugly or just not as good. But even like the city, sometimes they have that flat looking texture to them that it's not really impressive. So again, that's my opinion with the game. The game can look absolutely insane sometimes, or the game can look a little bland and flat. I think the game looks really, really good when you're in space, inside your ship, or like those two things, or sometimes like when you're it just depends, like when you land on a planet and like you're looking above, or you're just, it just depends. But I think the game looks like good. And again, when the game looks good, dude, does it look good. And there's a lot of detail in almost everything. Like even like when you're looking at your inventory system, and like you're looking at the guns, you're looking at all the stuff that you can pick up. And by the way, there's so much stuff in this game that you can pick up, it's ridiculous. Stuff that is not even like useless stuff that you can pick up and just either sell or I don't know, collect. Like, there's just so many things in this game that you can find and pick up. It is like insane. And then there's like health items that have so much detail. It could be like a Tupperware that has a meal in it, or it could be like there's so many options in like the health items that you can find and pick up, and it's just really cool. There's so much detail, there's so much stuff that just makes this world more believable, and it just kind of fits with all the space stuff. Like there's you know, there's health items that is packaged, you know, like it has like a futuristic kind of package to it, like, you know, and it makes it more believable, like that, you know, this is probably how you would eat a certain thing, you know, in the future out in space or whatever. But just really, really cool. Like again, if you're a fan of space, and if you're a fan of RPGs, and if you're a fan of Bethesda games, like, dude, play this game. Like, this game is so good when it hits you. And I think if you're a fan of Skyrim or Fallout, like, you should definitely be playing Starfield, even if you're like not a fan of space. But like, this game is just it's really good. Again, it starts off weak, but you get to a point where it's just like, damn, dude, like this game is really, really good. Some of the quests in this game are so good. Some of the characters that you meet, like actual, like the NPCs that can that you can recruit, that, you know what I mean, like part of Constellation, the team and all that, like you learn more about them, you know, they talk to you, you can ask them questions and stuff like that. And you know, you can have people follow you, and they can give you items, and you can learn more about them and learn more about, like, you know, what's going on with them and stuff like that. There are faction quests that are very good. Like, I feel like all the faction quests are just so good. They're just designed really, really well. There's bounties that you can take a part of. There's just like so many things that you can do in terms of, you know, quests and like side quests and all this stuff. Like, it's gonna keep you busy, right? And then there's so many places you can discover and all that stuff, right? I haven't really discovered too much about, like, I haven't really discovered too much into, you know, the random planets, the procedurally generated. Like, I've pretty much just beeline quests. Like, I want to level up. I want to, you know, I've been kind of doing the main quest line, and I've been doing a few faction quests and then side stuff sprinkled here and there. And it's just been really great. Like, the combat, like, it's not the best, but it's definitely a huge improvement from like the older games that Bethesda have made. It does feel good. Like, I wouldn't say it's, you know, on par with like a dedicated first person shooter, like, you know what I mean? But like, it works, and it only gets better as you level up, as you find better gear. Like, I have this legendary weapon that I've been using, and I found it kind of early on, and like, I've just been deleting people with this thing. Like, it's almost, every time I pull it out, it's almost unfair, because it's a legendary, and it just tears through people. And there's all sorts of weapons in this game. There's shotguns, there's even revolvers. I have this cool, like, futuristic revolver that I got from a quest that looks really cool. Yeah, the weapons are cool. I want to screw around more with the weapons and collect more stuff. I can't wait to, you know, get more guns, get more legendary things. I really, really love like the spacesuits. Some of the spacesuits look really cool, and You know, obviously you can be in third person or first person. So some of the spacesuits just look really, really cool, and I love that. Again, I'm like a space geek, so a lot of this stuff is like just talking to me, right? But that's pretty much my first impressions of you know, Starfield so far. Like, I am starting to really, really enjoy it. It took a little bit for that to happen, and I actually recorded a whole 15-minute video of my initial impressions, and I felt like I went back and I listened to it, and I was like, I'm not gonna publish this because I don't think it's fair. I think I judged it way too harshly, and I judged it way too early. And I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing right now, where I put more time into the game and I kind of waited a little bit before I gave my impressions, because I think what I'm doing right now is like gives the game justice. Like, this is the type of game where the more you put hours into it, the more time you put into it, the better it gets. And again, I know some people don't like those type of games. Like, they want to, you know, they want it to click right away. I feel like Starfield, you're gonna have to really just sink your teeth into it and let it marinate, and the game just gets better and better and better. And it's one of those games, to be honest, right now, like, it's just so hard to put down. It's addicting, and that's always a good sign for me. If a game is hard to put down, if I can't stop thinking about it when I'm not playing it, like, that's a good sign. And yeah, Starfield is that right now. But that's pretty much the video, guys. I just wanted to give you guys my first impressions of Starfield. Again, I'm really, really enjoying Starfield. I wouldn't say I love it just yet. I gotta play more. I put probably, I would say 15 hours into this game, 15 plus hours into this game, and I just think it just gets better and better and better the more you play it. But that pretty much wraps up the video, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? Are you playing Starfield right now? Do you plan to pick it up and play it? Let me know, man. Put your thoughts in the comment section. I love reading those, and let's have some conversation down there. But that is the video, guys, and I appreciate you stopping by. If you made it this far, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.